That's got the shit scared out of me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
those creepy dolls.
No, that's
They're
a daily
fantastic.
thing. That's a daily thing. This was in addition to.
He had his one opportunity and he ruined it. Now you can tell the story.
Fucking stories right here. No, we added our creepy dog collection, so we added the creepy freaking carolers. Thank you, Kevin, for doing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
1 second.
I'm fucking having a night tonight. It's just not good. Not having a good night. So, went to the fucking antique store, and Jen got some antique freaking outside plastic fucking 1960s, 70s freaking things, and it's these carolers.
Yeah, the ones that you guys were sent the pictures of.
Yeah. They're fucking creepy in person. I don't know if they look creepy.
Oh, I believe
the one has no eyes.
Yeah.
It looks like it looks like a possessed blow up doll. Like if you're a satanic freaking sex fiend, that's what you would want to have sex with.
I'm gonna grab a different cigar. You sure you want something else?
No, I'm good. So we had something similar to I shouldn't say I did. My grandfather loved Christmas and would decorate, like, he would even have Santa in the sleigh with the reindeer going up. I mean, he had lights, but he had all of that old type of stuff, like the carolers, you name it. And that's what it reminded me of. Like, and they were creepy as shit then when they were like in good shape.
Oh, now they're old. Their eyes are missing. The fucking head's coming off. I mean,
that's the one thing I missed though, is that my grandfather did that cool Santa Claus, and that was really cool every year on the roof and everything. It was so neat. It was so cool.
JoJo's home.
I wanted to help. So I'm sitting here having a fit with Photoshop elements, right?
Okay.
Just it's not opening up anything. It's just and they have a couple of different programs that are pretty cool that you can do with pictures.
Yeah.
One of them is it can make the picture look like a puzzle.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do all that stuff. It won't open up any of my pictures. Huh. So I'm like, Googling, what's going on. And they're like, you got to open up your system preferences and blah, 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 blah. So I'm doing the whole, reading every freaking, amateur freaking IT person. And
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to ask, is this on your phone or your computer?
Computer.
Okay.
So as I'm doing this, I hear this at my foot. And I look down and all I see is gray and tan and dark fur. And I jumped. And it was the freaking Siamese cat that wanders around here.
I've been trying to capture that cat since day one.
And it freaking ran out of the garage. And I think I pulled something in my back. I mean, it
scared you.
Well, I come in and hey Joe. I come in and I tell Jen, she's like, why don't you scoop it up? And I go,
Joe and I love that cat.
Hold on. And I go, what do you fucking mean? Why didn't I scoop it up? I was focusing and reading something, and I said, you would have shit your pants. No, I wouldn't have. I would have scooped.
The Siamese cat that Joe and I have been trying.
I would have scooped it right up. I was like,
"Is it belong to somebody?"
It does. It lives 2 houses down.
Yeah, but the thing is,
if it comes in this house, it wants.
But the thing is, see, look, you jumped over that. There's a freaking. All I saw was fur at my foot.
Oh, shit.
She would have shit her pants.
Now would have had a friend for life.
You would not have. God Almighty! It's you. What is it? This delusion of grandeur that you think?
I'll tell you, it would have scared the shit out of me.
Hey,
it would have scared the shit out of me.
It's like I was like, if you're sitting here right now, mind your own business. If you heard a noise, you looked down and you saw nothing but fur. Forget about it. It was it. I jumped and then I ran out and I was like, "Hey, there's that cat." Yeah. That fucking cat.
Jen's buying a raccoon cage to catch the fucking cat and then to trap it.
Well, yeah, but I
will
love how
love
that
it and
Monday,
pet it, and it'll be mine.
Aw,
that
Siamese
Monday
cats
morning
are
quarterback.
beautiful, though.
Beautiful. It
They
is
are
so beautiful.
They
It's
really
like a
are.
cream and brown color Siamese.
Nice.
So pretty, super fluffy.
I used to clean for one of my mom's old coworkers, and she lived right like down the road from me. So I would go over and clean. But her cat was a Siamese cat named Dolly, and she was old. And I used to walk in there and be like, please don't let me find your cat dead. Like, because she was really, really old and she couldn't hear. So like I would have to like search for her so she would know I was there so I wouldn't startle her. Oh my God. I was thinking one day I'm going to scare the shit out of this cat. It's going to die. It's going to die right there, or I'm going to walk in and it's going to be
those
dead.
episodes of Hoarders where they find like a couple of dead cats
Oh,
under the thing? Yeah, and it's just like,
Love
yeah,
it.
we knew it died, and we just had to live out
we
the
just
smell.
couldn't find it.
It's kind of like, at work every now and like a rat will get somewhere in the walls or whatever, and we smell it and like, damn it, it's gonna take like 2 weeks for that to stop decaying and stop smelling. So we don't even look for it. It happens a couple times a year, and we're like, oh well, just gonna smell the dead rat for a couple weeks.
How I felt with my iguana infestation at work all the time.
Yeah.
Half the time we couldn't find where it was dead at, so it just smelled all the time. It was gross. It was very gross. But yeah, Siamese cats are very, very pretty.
I think I threw my back out. Yeah. I just love the Monday
Kerr
morning.
doesn't scare easily, so
I was startled.
he doesn't startle.
Yeah, it wasn't scared. Not scared of anything.
No, because you don't know what the hell it is. It could have been a rat.
I'm scared of the creepy dolls that I have for Christmas.
That just freaks me out, especially when I'm laying there and they're fucking staring at me. Yeah. But your Monday morning quarterback, you're like, oh, I would have just scooped up that kitty cat and just put go and start petting her, and we would have a new cat. I was like, Jen, we'd still be cleaning out your underwear, and your freaking back would be spasming.
That's it. It'd be a shit-colored cat, not a cream-colored cat.
Oh, I didn't even tell you this. I took Wyatt to the food store with me yesterday, and we're walking, and I was like, oh, what is that smell? And I was like, Wyatt, did you fart? And he's like, I pooped. I was like, you did not poop your pants. And he goes, yeah, I just pooped. I said, Wyatt. So I had to like abandon the car, go into the bath. He did not poop his pants. He just farted, but like he must have had to poop. But like he like was trying to tell me he pooped his pants. And I was like, you didn't poop. And we're having this conversation in the middle of fucking Walmart. People can hear me. I'm like, it smelled so fucking bad. I almost believed that he shit his pants, but he didn't. He didn't shit his pants. It
reminds me of that TikTok you sent me a while ago. Like the little girl, she's like 5, comes into like talk to her mom and goes, my fart's on the floor.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's basically what I thought maybe happened too. I'm like, maybe he sharted. Like, oh fuck, like there's gonna be poop in his underwear. So we go in the bathroom, and I'm like, all right. I was like, sit down and pull your, and I'm not gonna look until your pants are down, like where I can just see your pants. So like I'm looking at his pants. I'm like, there's no poop there, and then there it came out of his butt. So I like had to get out of the stall because I thought I was gonna throw up. I was like, this, no. But yeah, he told me he pooped his pants. People are looking at me.
But you realize the conversation in the middle of Walmart that someone just shit themselves is not it's not like out of the ordinary.
Yeah, it's Walmart. Yeah, like
Walmart.
Guarantee that happens 3 times a day. In every Walmart in the world.
Same thing happened to my cousin last week. Shit himself right here in the doll section.
But he was laughing, and it made it even worse. Because I'm like, why? I'm like, he knows the difference. Like, he knows. That's why I'm like, is he just being funny? I think he was just being funny, but he was like,
it's just like us when we said, "Gum, I think I just shit myself." When you have,
my God,
probably doing the same thing. Hey, Mom, I just pooped myself.
I know, and I was just like, God, I don't know what to. I was like, we're past this stage. I go, I haven't had to deal with that in a long ass time.
I can't remember shitting yourself.
Like, listen, I cannot remember the last time besides like when I've babysat like a friend's kid, but like my kid, they didn't have like maybe 3 years old, 3 or 4. Wyatt was potty trained before he was 5. I like was determined that kid was not going to be in a diaper as an older kid.
Was out of it and in bed and unable to care for himself, would you wipe his butt?
Good God. I honestly want to say no, I wouldn't, but I think that would be a lie.
My daughter already said she'd take care of that.
Listen,
I know Amber would. She's a nurse, so
Yeah.
that doesn't matter. I'm not asking.
But she
Amber,
says that.
She says that until she has to.
Until she has to. Now I will tell you,
everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Right?
No,
That's it.
it's true.
I think Kevin's toenails was more than enough. I'm sure.
Yeah.
My ex-husband's grandmother, his Mima, she was really ill, and nobody in the family could like do any of that stuff for her. Like they were like, nope, we're gonna hire someone. I'm like, I'll do it, because like it wasn't weird to me because she's not my family in a sense. Like I just was like, all right, whatever. She's an old lady. But like when it's somebody you actually like are close to, it is a little awkward.
Well, let's do our intro. Then we'll talk about what cigars we're smoking. Then we're going to talk about wiping Kevin's ass.
Okay.
Because I want to hear about this.
I'm Broadleaf Bully Kevin.
I'm Broadleaf Bully Jess.
I'm Broadleaf Bully Kerr.
I'm Broadleaf Bully Jen.
And we are
the
Broadleaf Bullies.
We talk. You listen. We are the Broadleaf Bullies. And here's your hosts, Kev, Kerr, Jessie, and Jen.
So what are you smoking, Kerr?
I gotta make a decision here. Since it is a Sandela Sunday, I do have the lovely Sandela deconstructed barber pole.
Nice.
Oh, right on.
So I think I'm gonna go ahead and move on with the Candela portion of the deconstructed barber pole.
Right on. We had some good feedback. Everybody seemed to, when we talked about that on the show last Monday.
Yeah.
You know, people seem to be digging.
Yeah.
Digging that concept.
I think
so I was
gonna say they also. It's definitely like it gets you thinking. It gets you kind of looking outside your normal thoughts of like cigars and like how they're made, how they're constructed, like what kind of blends and stuff. I think that's important, especially somebody who's like, smoking cigars. You kind of need to know some of that stuff. You don't have to know everything, but you kind of should know how your cigars are made.
Yeah, definitely. What are you guys smoking, Kevin?
I'm smoking the All Saints Cigars Habano.
Oh, nice.
I'm smoking one of the West Tampa cigars, the Maduro.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm smoking tonight. Kevin started off with one.
I started off with one, and I just one of those. I understand it. I've had dozens of them. Haven't had a bad one yet, but
yeah, and mine was tight in the beginning, but it's loosened up now. But it's completely.
Yeah, I ended up lopping an inch off the head of it, and it was still locked up. And I'm like, I'm not in the mood to fight it tonight.
Yeah.
It's just. It is what it is.
They're good.
Great cigars. Like I said, just every now and then.
That's with any cigar. I've had cigars that I love, and
people will post pictures online and complain about it, and then I'm like, you know what? Smoke another one. For as many as I guess if you only smoke one a week and you get one that's locked up, you're probably pissed. But me,
then you need to smoke more before you post.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's what I say.
Just short to get that upset over.
Yeah, you don't smoke enough to post, you motherfucker.
Yeah, like I said, I maybe have one out of every 100 I have to just throw away. I'm like, whatever, comes with the territory.
Well, you saw the picture I sent you the other day of the freaking one I was wrestling with.
Yeah,
beast. Never had an issue before. Just like
just happens.
Horrible. Just really. Yeah. From the get-go, man, it gave me the Harry Potter burn.
Oh,
yeah, I'll tell you, three cigars that I smoke an absolute ton of and never have any problems. The Undercrown 10 by Drew Estate. Out of, I don't know how many boxes I'm through now. I had one that had a little bit of a shovel to it, but it corrected. The Nica Rustica, out of the hundreds I've smoked, I only had one that I had to throw away. And then the Dunbarton El Americano, the Sober Mesa El Americano, I've never had a single one go bad. So those are my three like go-to most consistent cigars that I never have problems with.
No.
Jen, how are you feeling? You feel like you're back to like 100% or?
Yeah, it took, I'd have to say 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It was just flu season. Like we're seeing it at work now. It's definitely ramping up, but it's no joke. So I have my flu shot now, which probably, and then next week I'm going to go for my COVID booster because it's been forever since I've had that.
Yeah.
Just to kind of protect going through.
Oh, they did mine at the same time, the booster and the flu shot.
I don't want both of them at the same time.
I've heard.
No,
I've heard.
I'll tell you, my arm.
reactions.
Like I said, I think they put it in the same hole, and it.
Yeah.
For like 3 days.
Yeah. No,
Like,
thank you. I pre-medicate like Tylenol before my flu shot. I'll do the same with the COVID.
Yeah.
And I'll time it. Like I was on call all this week and I'm on call now. I'm on next weekend because the person who covered me while I was out sick for a week, I was supposed to be on call that week. I'm taking his weekend. So once I get through this whole thing of call, then the following week I'll do my COVID and time it.
Yeah, I gotta
I feel like crap.
I gotta take the kids to get some shots for their age or whatever. I forget. Who cares? Whatever, they have to get them, or they can't go to school, basically. But yeah, I'm gonna do their booster too. I'm now thinking maybe I'll schedule that for another time. That's a lot of shit going in their body.
Was it just your arm that hurt, Kev?
Yeah, just that spot. Like probably a 1-inch diameter. That was it.
That was very specific.
Very.
About this size.
1 inch by 1 inch. Maybe.
Yeah, like I said, I'm almost positive. I don't know how he did it. He put both needles in the center, put the second needle in the
he
same
looked for
hole.
the blood and was like,
yeah.
Well, last week with Thanksgiving, and then I had off Monday, right? I had off last Monday. No, I didn't. No. But I got my shot on Tuesday, and then I worked Wednesday, and then Thursday was Thanksgiving. I got my shots at 4:00 on Tuesday. I got flu, COVID.
Yeah.
And next day I woke up, I'm like, arms just not sore at all. A little touchy, nothing bad. Felt great. Worked all day on Wednesday. I was like, freaking just like I did with my first 2 COVID shots. Not a problem. Like 24 hours exactly. It was like right at 4:00. I was like, I'm feeling a little tired. Feeling a little sleepy. And then probably by 5:00, I was just like, I felt like I was like working out for 5 days straight. I was so achy. I was tired. I was just out of it. And I probably laid there on the couch, just like I was taking Tylenol. I was so fucking sore. I couldn't move. And then I started getting heat flashes.
Wow.
And then how, I don't know about you, but like when I get fevers, my skin gets really sensitive, and it's like just to touch it kind of like hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
I started getting that, and then I went to bed, and then I woke up Thursday morning fine.
Yeah. Huh.
But it was almost like 24 hours later, for a couple hours, I was out of it.
Yeah.
And I usually FaceTime my son Wyatt on Wednesdays, and I completely forgot. And I was like, and then also having that day off, like my whole week was screwed up. I was still a little brain foggy from it, to be quite honest, and then Thursday I was fine for Thanksgiving and all that. But man, it was really, thank God, I was like, please do not let me wake up feeling like shit. Please do not make me feel like shit. Because
I'll tell you, anytime Wyatt gets a flu shot or got the COVID shot or anything, he gets it. Like he gets every side effect known to man. That kid like will throw up, shit himself, get a fever. I don't even know. It's like every single time.
Yeah, no, my arm hurt for probably a good 5 days.
Really?
It was. I mean, like it was tough to pick it up for at least 3 days.
Wow.
It hurt bad.
Yeah, mine was a little achy. That was it. Yeah. And even when I was sick, because when I woke up the next morning, I took like 1,500 milligrams of Tylenol, and I was like, I thought for sure, and I thought I was out of because when I got my first 2 shots, my Pfizer shots, I was fine. Never got sick.
Yeah, no, I never had anything. I had that spot that was like if you touched it, it hurt, but no, it wasn't sore or anything.
She even used Band-Aids. I didn't even bleed. Yeah. She's just like, do you want a Band-Aid? Because I was like, nah, I'm fine. Got a lot of fur there. Do more damage with the Band-Aid than without.
Yeah. I know. You're like, no, thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, I was after seeing Jen sick, I was like, I do not want the flu. It's my first flu shot I've gotten in over a decade.
Yeah, he's never gotten the flu shot since.
I don't do the flu shot either.
I missed it. I missed it last year, and I didn't get one. But other than that, I get mine every year.
Yeah, and you got the flu last year. Bad. You were sick at Christmas. You were sick. I left you sick.
That's right. Yeah, I blacked out for a couple days.
I'm like, you were miserable.
Yeah, I remember
coughing everywhere.
Kevin, you maximize every medical benefit that you have. It's like, hey, Kevin, every 3 months, we'll pluck the blackheads out of your nose. I'm there. I got it on my calendar.
Yeah, if my dental hygienist could squeeze me in, I'm good for 3 cleanings a year. I would get all 3, but she can't squeeze me in for that 3rd one, so I only get 2. But yeah, everything I maximize.
Gets his moles checked. He's got a mole buddy.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah, even on my eye, I got my card.
Okay,
there
we don't care
for my eye doctor.
Thank you.
They even do an ultrasound of my eye. They put the jelly in and they rub the thing like they do on the pregnant women.
No,
so
the thing they do on a pregnant woman.
Yeah, they ultrasound.
Yeah, yes, the
with
thingy
with the jelly and then like that device
thingy.
that they put on your eye and then they.
Yeah.
I think they do that with everybody when they do the ultrasound, Kev. Just not pregnant women.
Yeah, it's not just pregnant women.
Apparently, because they do it on your eyeball.
Apparently. Yeah. You had an ultrasound done on your knee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like pregnant women.
Sure they rub the jelly and thingy on
Oh, no, that
you.
wasn't on my knee. That was for the blood clot.
Well, it was on your leg. Sorry, I wasn't
trying to find the blood clot. Yeah.
Trying to find a blood clot.
Oh yeah,
like they do with the pregnant ladies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then she just like throws a towel at you and like clean yourself up.
They do that too when you're pregnant.
It just they're
like,
yeah,
wipe it up.
Yeah.
That's I remember getting
Listen, I don't ever want to hear anybody complain unless you've ever had a pap smear, which I'm pretty sure men cannot. Don't ever complain about cold jelly or getting anything rubbed on you, because having anything inserted inside you and they clip you is not fun.
I had to get an ultrasound down in a private area many years ago.
Okay.
And that's no fun when the young female ultrasounder has to squirt jelly and go searching around that area. It ain't fun. Yeah. And trust me, she's not wiping the jelly off that area.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably a good call.
Yeah. No, it was one of the oddest.
It's awkward. It's just awkward.
It was awkward because it was.
You want to talk about awkward? I got an awkward for all our listeners. You ever pull down your pants in front of the doctor and have her laugh at you? That's awkward. That's awkward. And I'm like, I got, there's things going on down there. We don't have to elaborate, but
Kevin,
then she starts laughing. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Yeah, you just
why did she laugh?
You've seen it."
Yeah, what's about?
She wasn't expecting that, and she
made her laugh.
She made her laugh, and then she apologized. I'm like, "Yeah, thanks."
I don't know. She's a doctor. You would think she's seen some stuff.
Exactly.
Like, that doesn't seem like what you got going on down there isn't anything like extraordinary. Love you.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant. Like, it's not.
Thanks,
it's not
Jess.
like overly like, oh my God, there's Kevin in his glory. It's a fucking tattoo. He's got a tattoo.
I was gonna say either Kevin's got a tattoo
or piercing,
or he's got
both.
Or he's got a big old ring somewhere, or he's hung like a donkey.
Yeah.
Apparently, Jessica's eliminated donkey.
Yeah. And tattoos plural. For anybody that wants to.
Oh, you feel like that gives you any more cool cred? Yeah.
Gives you street cred.
Plural. Yeah. Well, whatever.
So is that a type of tattoo that like changes as it grows or something like that?
It's the stupidest fucking tattoo on the fucking planet. It is laughable of how stupid that tattoo is.
So is it the Great Kazoo from Freddie Flintstone?
Genius.
A friend of his tattooed it when she first started out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, so it's not great.
It's
not great. It's not a great
tattoo. Hey, congratulations on getting your tattoo certificate. You want to try it your first person? Yeah. Tattoo my cock. There we go. Let's try that one.
But you remind me, I got all my cartoon characters on my arm, and I never got the kazoo.
You should have got kazoo right on your wiener. Have your helmet right in your dick head.
Yeah.
Well, too late now. I mean, I guess you could try to figure how they could.
So what tattoos are there? Like, what do you choose for that?
Oh,
it's like the rest of my body, just random shit.
We'll tell you off camera.
Yeah, you have to tell us now.
Yeah,
we'll tell you off camera what it is.
Well, we already got this far.
Is it really going to make
everybody?
A difference?
Well, yeah, other people don't need to actually know.
They know he has tattoos there.
Yeah. Then they can wonder for life.
Yeah, they can wonder. Yeah,
apparently.
So we can have a contest. What's the tattoos?
Yeah, there you go.
You would never.
According to Jessica,
according
to Jessica, she got, Kevin, you got a little birdie? It's a big eagle. What do you mean, little bird?
Yeah,
it's a fucking eagle.
Yeah.
Honestly, the first time I saw it, I was like, "What is that?" I thought at first it was sort of like a birthmark.
Oh, Jessica, it's a penis. I don't know if you've kids. I hope to know that you've seen a penis before. So
yeah.
Then I was like, "Yeah, tattoos there." I was like, "Oh, that was not a good." Well, I mean, over time too, it
because
fades.
We're medical. Well,
yeah.
Don't try and don't fucking.
I'm really curious.
Because they're medical. Like, what's on your cock?
How do you tattoo that? Like the skin.
You should know. You were around.
Restrict it?
I don't know that.
Did she have to pull it like
is it
skin tight, or
you
have to get erect?
You just tattoo it like every other tattoo.
So you weren't erect?
No.
Like you were just soft.
How? See, I don't understand.
I'm curious now too. I never asked this question of how.
So we won't say what's on there.
You got to doctor up the title of this one.
So yeah. So we're not going to talk about that. But I will tell people listening that I do have the bag tattooed. I have the Coach emblem tattooed only because I've always wanted the coolest bag in town. So I do have the Coach emblem tattooed.
Wow, I have to switch what my favorite purses are now. I am selling all of mine and making money.
Well, that's good because I thought you were going to say, I got to see that.
So on that one, you girls may not know, but Kerr knows the skin is different. Well, the skin is like elbow. It's like elbow skin.
I understand that a little bit more, but the shaft itself, you might as well just go right into it.
Yeah,
I don't understand how you tattoo that.
So
I want to hear more about his Coach nutsack. Because I'm sure there's some days.
Now, do you have the carriage or do you?
Just the double C.
I'm sure on certain days you have a nice purse, a bag that hangs down, and then other days you have a clutch.
Yeah. So on that one, you do have to spread that skin over a shot glass so you have something to tattoo on.
Fucking what? Honestly, you've ruined Coach and shot glasses.
No,
I can't take a shot now without thinking of your testicles.
I really
Kevin at this time in his life was like having a midlife crisis. He was tattooing his whole body at this point, right? Like straight edge, young faced, clean cut Kevin just all of a sudden went ape shit and was like, tattoo me everywhere. It's like everywhere.
Yeah, so I had a standing appointment every Friday for 3 to 5 hours for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long does it take to tattoo the Coach? So we're working our way up.
Yeah.
Right? Because I
thought that's pretty tough skin.
I thought it was going to be weird talking about how I got my taint ultrasound between my balls and asshole. That was weird.
Yeah.
But she didn't write her name down there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, it's like elbow skin, it's weird skin.
What do you mean? Yeah.
I work in a hospital. I
didn't realize you just go around injecting people with radioactivity in their freaking nutsack.
It's not like we've never seen
melanomas in some pretty funky spots, let me tell you.
I'm like, it's not like we've never seen it or touched one.
What, an elbow?
No, with our hands, so we kind of know what it looks like. It feels
eczema elbow, or
oh, wow. I got some pretty rough elbows, man. I don't think my nuts are that rough. Jesus.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more skin than that.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. Normal day, not a dry day.
Pain wise, how do you?
It's not even in the top 10 of the most painful spots on your body.
Really?
Not even in the top 10.
I would think the sensitivity would be up there.
Yeah, I would think so.
No, not. I mean, when you compare it to like my armpits are 100% done, ribs, stomach.
Yeah, those armpits
are
yeah.
Armpits, I can only imagine.
Yeah, by the time you get down there, you're old. It's old hat. It's just like
Yeah, I mean, his skull is done.
Yeah,
I would think that shit hurts.
So
I can't imagine how much your head bled just because the scalp is so vascular.
No, it didn't bleed at all.
No,
really?
But you said the vibration made you.
Nauseous. It really didn't. I mean, all tattoos bleed, but it didn't bleed any more than like it wasn't runny. It's like most tattoos, like it come up to the surface and then you just wipe it off.
I think people bleed too, depending on like also how sometimes if people are huge drinkers too, that will make you bleed like a stuck pig.
Yeah,
like they'll tell you like don't get drunk the night before you have a tattoo.
Yeah, So is it a Coach symbol or is it actually a bag?
That's just a symbol.
Just a symbol.
Yeah.
So is it a C on each side?
No, just like what you see on the bag, like the double C's facing each other.
Yes. So
is it on both balls?
Oh no, just one side. Yeah, just
she's
one.
asking if it's on both the balls.
Yes, when he gets older, one C's gonna sag.
Yeah.
One's gonna be higher than the other.
Yes.
It's gonna be a high C and a low C. So who's holding the bag up top?
We're not gonna tell you that.
Yeah,
we'll tell you privately.
Well, I can't imagine. So you just said the coach is on the nutsack.
Nobody would ever be able to guess what.
Yeah,
what is.
Yeah. Like I said, I always wanted the coolest bag in town, so I got one. So
that is funny.
That's hysterical. I would have never guessed that in a trillion.
I don't know. No.
I don't think usually when I talk about nutsack tattooing, I couldn't really imagine anything.
No.
I know. Yeah, nothing in particular comes to mind.
No, the only thing I can think of is maybe if you can make it look like a speed bag, or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah.
Something like that. But
or
you can make the
crazy eyes.
Oh yeah,
googly eyes.
Googly eyes.
Or the sack and the penis looking like a boxing glove.
Yeah.
You could do eyes and then tuck it like so it looks like a long nose, like Gonzo.
Yeah.
Like
Gonzo.
Shit. Sounds
all
like
right. This is like turning out to not be okay. Moving on, I think.
Might be the artwork for next cigar ring. That sack with the tattoo on it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Things you find out. Yeah.
Yes.
So I just found it strange that a doctor of all people thought that was like. Yeah. I don't know. How do you have that reaction?
Yeah, I know. She was weird too.
Weird. Is that one that I had that when I first went to her?
Yeah.
Oh, her. She is crazy.
Yeah.
Weird. She was really weird. When she examined me too, she was.
You go in. I mean, she'd have like
my boob.
She'd have purple hair one day, and I want my doctor to look like a goddamn doctor. Be professional in your job.
Don't really care about the hair color.
And no offense to women out there. No offense. I don't take this. I'm never going back to a female doctor. Canceled more appointments because of her kids and everything else. She
was really nice though.
She was super nice.
She was kooky.
But Dr. Ravid, friend of mine, he's a guy.
He's awesome.
Never calls in sick. Lets his wife take care of the kids.
Ooh,
and
that's a little fucked up.
But I just found it was just irritating.
Anyway, Dr. Ravid, I like him because also his staff is really great. He does have a lot of competent females.
He does
on his staff that I feel very comfortable with, and I'm very lucky that I don't have to go to 5 different doctors. I could go to anybody there in his practice.
Yeah,
he has a whole realm of
and then when he did my shots for my shoulder, I didn't have to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
He was qualified to do that.
Yeah, he does pretty much everything.
But he's the doctor for the local SWAT team in Port Charlotte.
Yeah.
He sits on the board of like the University of Miami.
He does. He's the one who did my IV treatment too.
Yeah.
He does all that stuff too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he the hydration stuff and vitamin stuff.
Doesn't call in sick.
I've called on a couple of female doctors that there's that were solid. Like just I would probably go to. And my dad, I hooked him up with local doctor in Harrisburg. And they had a PA, and her and I, we'd hang out with when we would go out as a pharmaceutical group, and because she was younger, she's about our age, She was really great. My dad loved going to her. Mm-hmm. I mean, she didn't leave. He was upset when she left because she was a PA, but she was like,
really great.
And the doctors were like, would let her do whatever because she was smart. She knew what the hell she was doing, and just sharp. And his doctor retired. Was it last year? 2 years ago? Last year. And I went to my dad's final visit with him because I hadn't seen this doctor in years. Mm-hmm. But because back when we used to be able to go out in pharmaceuticals, he was a prick, this doctor. But for some reason he liked me. He liked me and a couple other guys.
I don't know. I had a PA almost kill me once when I had MRSA, not give me the right treatment. And like they were getting ready to put me in the hospital, and then finally saw my doctor, different doctor, another female. And she's going over my chart. She's like, well, I don't know why they gave you these 3 different medicines over a month. She goes, none of those have any, we'll treat MRSA. I'm like, that's your PA. Your PA. And she's like, oh, we'll give you this. You'll be fine.
I know growing up, we had a male family doctor that was like, he had seen all the kids and grandkids and stuff. And then he had passed away. And then we got another family doctor, and she was awesome. She was a woman, and she used to make house calls.
Yeah, our doctor stopped by the house.
She still did house calls for my grandfather because my grandfather had agoraphobia. I don't know if you know what that is, where you have a fear of leaving your property or house, or like you just have a fear of going out into the, into past your boundaries in a sense. And it's different for a lot of people. Like not everyone's just house, like bound, but whatever. She used to come and make house visits and stuff. It was crazy. Like she was a really great doctor. But I will tell you, every gynecologist I've ever had that's female, I've hated. Every male gynecologist I've had has been amazing. It's always been the females that have been like I've had not a great experience at all.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know why either. And I am not kidding. Like you would think I'd be more comfortable if give me a male.
My GYN retired last year, and I don't know what I'm going to do. He was fantastic.
He's a nice guy. I liked him.
Really super nice. Yeah. Just
I don't know. Maybe like for some reason, I feel like every woman gynecologist I've ever had has just been like rude, not very like no bedside manner, like aggressive, doesn't really respond or answer your questions, kind of brushed off any kind of like when I wanted to talk about birth control, or like when they were like, oh, you probably should be on birth control. You probably don't need to have any more kids. Like fucking rude. Like not your place to say shit about any of that. But like anytime I've had a male doctor, very informative, constantly like saying, hey, this might help you. Like when I remember after I had give birth, like, hey, this will help you probably lose some weight. If you go on this birth control, that will probably make you gain weight. Like always been amazing. Like great bedside manner, very informative. Women have always been cunts. Always been trashy rude to me. Like awful.
They come across very judgmental.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, you guys say this, but when Kevin said he didn't want to go to a woman's doctor anymore, you guys go.
I agreed with Kevin.
Upset.
I agree with him.
No, I was talking about the way he said how his wife stays home with the kids. That was where I got upset with him. Was like, what does it matter?
Well, she does.
Who cares? But like, you didn't have to make that statement. It had nothing to do.
I'm just saying that's why he doesn't call in sick.
The nanny takes care
home with the kids.
Well, that's a possibility. He might have a nanny. We don't know that.
They don't.
It's not our business. It's not our business.
Yeah.
It's not our business, Kevin.
Yeah,
it was drawing a parallel to the doctors that called off because
well, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that
my dermatologist, I see the PA though. He's got weirdly soft hands, and he's always, you've seen him, and he's always like
he's always touching.
He's very soft hands.
I get
it. He's a little too touchy.
Yeah.
Like too like in your personal space. Yeah. I'm like, I'm never going to this guy ever.
Like even just talking to you, like how you doing? He's like, so how are you doing? I'm like, we gotta hold me like that for the whole conversation.
You're here for we gotta schedule your bi-weekly genital check, Kevin. My what? My bi-weekly what?
Now, mind you, when he first went to the dermatologist, and when he had to get on a rope, they had to map his whole body because of all his tattoos. Like he said like the girl, they had like other girls. They were
there was like 3 of them in
like
there.
all of a sudden there's like 3 other people in there.
They're just all like going over me with like a fine tooth comb, Then that was the doctor I saw for the first few years, and then she's like, "I'll give it to your tattoo artist." He goes, "He tattooed around every single mole and freckle on your body."
Yeah.
And he
luckily,
he knew what he was doing. So
yeah, but it was just funny. He was like, "There's all these women just kind of like, that's a lot of tattoos."
You take his leg, I'll take his other leg.
Yeah,
take his back.
Yeah, when they had to do the allergy test where they prick you with all the different needles, and they said they normally just put it in a grid pattern and it's easy. So, but they had to go around every tattoo, so they wanted it on skin, so they had to draw my entire back on this big sheet of paper, and then they had to draw this one we did here and here and here.
You should have kept that and got it framed.
yeah,
that's my back.
Yeah, medical.
That's medical.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Funny.
It's funny you say that though. When I was growing up, I used to go to our pediatrician, and my mom always went to this guy, Dr. Barton, and everybody went to go see Dr. Barton, and he was like you said, nicest family doc. We used to do sledding. He had his office.
Oh yeah.
His doctor's office was connected to his house.
Oh,
so he had his house, and then he just went. But he lived on a golf course, and he lived had real big hills. So we used to go sledding in his backyard every year, and he'd swing by the house if he had medicine. It was like, Carrie's sick, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm going out with the family. We're getting ready to leave town. I'll just swing on by. He'd swing on by, stop in. Hey, how you feeling? Good. Here's some medicine. Yeah. And if there was anything going on, it was late at night. If you freaking called him, he'd freaking walk over to his office, turn on the lights, and bring you in.
He's like Doc Baker.
He was like, but he also every time I walk in there when I was in college, he'd open my file, and if there's ever a news clipping about anything in the newspaper about football, he'd have it in my file. And he'd go, "Hey, Kerr, I see you're doing this, blah, blah, blah. Great job, buddy." He always called me buddy. "Oh, great job, buddy. Hey, how you doing, buddy?" Nicest guy in the world, really. He was.
Those are the type of doctors that, like, I think, like, when I had kids, I was expecting, to have like that kind of, I don't know, like where you feel like they really care and they genuinely care about you. And I only had that happen to me like once or twice throughout the years with the kids doctors, like that have like where I felt like they've gone above and beyond and just make you feel like, they actually genuinely care about you.
That's the one rule that Doc Ravid has is he doesn't bring computers into the room.
No,
nothing.
Everything is in charts.
No
paper.
Compuers are allowed in the room.
Yeah, they have to handwrite everything
because it's one-on-one. He doesn't want to be because I've been there, like same thing. Doctors just keep typing away, asking you questions.
My doctor's like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, like,
smoking cigars, he's entering everything in the computer. I'm like, okay, dude.
Yeah. Like, when he goes to his one doctor, Dr. Khan, he literally is on the thing, but once he's done, he's like, high five, Wyatt, let's talk for a little bit. He's like, sits down with him and like has a conversation. But like, that's how they input everything. So, but he is personable, which I like. It'd be different if he was just like, all right, everything's great, but all right, see ya. And like not even make eye contact with us. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Been there.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling. But I will say at Dr. Ravid's, it's nice because they come in, they have to handle all the, they have to write everything down. And then they come back and they talk to you again, like, hey, I just want to go over, like, you understand everything like that we just talked about. Like, you have any questions? Let's get you like scheduled for the next time. Like, I like that touch that they have there.
Especially with pediatricians, because they pediatricians always just at most of them, the majority of them are all like have a certain disposition. And when my ex was pregnant with Emma, I picked Dr. Besseman, was a doctor I called on, who was like the fucking greatest guy in the world. He was an older guy, awesome. And I remember when Emma was born, she had too much bilirubin, so they had to keep her in the hospital. And I was all worried and upset. And I remember the doctors that, delivered, it wasn't him, but when he came up, to see Emma when she was under the lights, when I saw him, I had this big sense of relief to finally see him. And he came over, he gave me a big hug. hey, congratulations, Carrie. Good job. He goes, hey, he goes, don't worry about it. She's going to be okay. Blah, blah, blah. Like, super, super nice. God rest his soul. He passed away a couple of years ago. But the joke was Dr. Besselman's son. He always used to sell his son's CDs. He was a guitarist in the doctor's office. And his son claimed the fame was he was the original lead guitarist from Poison. Because Poison's from that area, the Mechanicsburg, Harrisburg area.
Yeah.
And when they said, we're going to California, he said, you're never going to make it. I'm going to stay here and I'm going to travel and learn classic guitar. I'm not going to go because the odds are 1 in a million.
And look at what happened.
My buddy's like, yeah, while they're out there partying and get girls left and right, it's like, yeah, you can buy my CD at my dad's doctor's office.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He was a great guitarist. So, I mean, he really was classically trained. And you ever see those guitar? It used to be on. They used to sell the guys guitars. I can't think of the guy's name right now, but he always has the big black cap on.
The one that teach you how to play a guitar.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
It was always on the infomercials.
Yeah, and then there's also a guy that used to be on the infomercials who was actually blind.
This guy was
teach you how to do like the notes and stuff, but he was completely blind.
No, I cannot think of this guy's name.
I can't remember his name either.
But the guy's a big black hat and always wore dark glasses. He actually studied under him. He went and studied with him and spent a year with him. Yeah.
Lars
Keaton's.
Yeah.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
For some reason, the third track on the CD, when I got the first CD from Dr. Besselman, I think it was Dip and Smash.
Yeah, Dip and Smash. Oh my God.
I'm going to try and see Lars when I'm going up to Pennsylvania in mid-December for my dad's Christmas party. I'm going to stay an extra couple of days, and I have to actually meet Lars in person.
So do I. I can't wait to meet him because I told him, like I said, that big photo, the painting he has in the background, and like he's naked and the girl's naked and she's got her legs stretched across his junk. I told him I want to recreate that photo with me and him, and so he's all excited.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
Honestly, Kev, you may not make it back to Florida.
Yeah.
No shit.
So yeah, that's gonna be. I'm gonna get him to print it and sign it, and I'll have
that will be the second release in Naked Stogies. That would be the front cover. I would love that.
Oh my God.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Evan and Lars.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and connect with him when I'm up there because we're going up. I'm leaving Thursday night, and my dad's party's Saturday, and I think I'm leaving Monday.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna one of those nights. I'm gonna because he lives. He goes to the Hamburg Cigars International all the time.
Oh, okay.
He's always up in that area because Allentown's right by there. So I can get there from my dad's about 50 minutes.
Okay.
So I'll see if I can meet him there. He told me he wants to cook for me, but I might have to have a neutral grounds where we meet the first time.
You know they have that fingernail polish for college students that if you dip in your drink, it'll change the fingernail polish different colors. So
it's like a Coors Light can.
Yeah, so Kerr will have all his fingernails like, hey, those are like good mashed potatoes, Lars. Let me check them. Stick the finger. Like, all right, no.
What's it do?
Yeah, it changes color. Like the Coors Light can changes it when it's cold. Like it's cold enough.
If somebody put roofies in your
the nail polish changes color with temperature.
So how's that do with roofies?
I don't know.
No, on the nail polish, that's why I guess it's looking for roofies in your drink.
Oh.
So I'm not saying Lars is going to roofie your mashed potatoes. But I'm like,
I didn't know that part.
That's
I just knew it changed color.
Jen's sitting there talking about just sticking your fingernail to make sure the beer's cold. I'm like,
this particular nail polish is meant for people who are going out to a bar. This way they can check their drink.
Okay.
And then there's like a whole nother contraption where it's called like a coat, like it looks like a hair tie almost, and they can wear it on their wrist. And then when they get their drink, they plop it over it, and it makes it solid, so like nobody can actually put anything in your drink. Like a girl invented that, like while she was in college. It's like it looks like a little wristband, And then as soon as you get your drink, and if you like have to walk away or you're not paying attention, you put it over your drink, and it makes it soft. It makes it solid. So if anybody tried to come over and put anything in your drink, it won't go in.
Oh,
yeah. I have to find it
for your glass.
Yeah, it's like a little thing.
That's where I was going with Kerr painting his fingernails, checking on the food. Yeah,
Well, Jen's over here yapping in my ear, going, "It turns colors when it's cold, like Coors Light."
Oh, okay, no.
Like we're not talking about.
I know that. I mean, I've had
like
that
a mood ring nail polish. This is like to test for if you're being like drugged.
Yeah.
I remember years ago, my daughter painted my nails.
Happy.
Yeah, Emma painted my nails and my toenails in polish where it was clear, but when it got cold, it turned purple.
Oh, like a mood ring.
Yeah,
nail polish.
and I remember being in a doctor's office and going to the bathroom, because I'd come back and washing my hands and coming out, and he was looking at me, and I looked at my hands, some of my nails were purple because it got cold. And I was like, oh man, I was hanging out with my daughter over the weekend, and she painted my nails.
That's hilarious.
My toenails match too, if you really want to see them.
I wonder if this polish has like a color to it. Or is it clear so people can't tell you're wearing it?
No, I think it's colored and then it just changes color if there's like any
if there's something, if there's nothing.
So when you see a girl with like a flashlight looking at her nails, she's tested her drink because it's dark in bars.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Well lit.
Yeah. I'm just waiting that way Kerr can check his mashed potatoes for roofies.
I'm sorry, Lars. I trust you and your mashed potatoes. Kevin, not so much. Because
let me check this out. Oh, that's
Kerr, you like poking all your food. I do. That's it. That's my OCD. I gotta poke all my food in.
That's how I.
You know how Pennsylvania people roll.
Yeah.
I'm always sticking my fingers in my food. I get in trouble for it all the time. So yeah, I want to try and connect with Lars, and I'll make sure that I stick my fingers in.
Don't steal my idea with the painting now. I don't want to see that on.
No, I think we're safe.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Yeah, are you? Yeah.
Yeah. You own that one. I'm not gonna steal that.
God, now Lars, when he listens to this, he's gonna want to see your tattoo.
Oh, he will. I'll be naked in that photo. So.
I may send this one directly to him.
I don't know why you didn't have this conversation privately with me first before you make stupid announcements like that.
It's not the first time he's done it though.
You've mentioned it before.
Yeah, we heard the story about the junk.
About what?
About the junk?
The poster behind Lars he's mentioned too before.
No, but Jess is talking about his tattooed area.
No. I was talking about the poster. I don't remember having this conversation.
So you're okay with him talking about his junk being tattooed, but he's got to talk to you.
Well, that happened way before me. How am I going to get upset about that? It's not like he's doing that currently.
I'm just trying to figure out.
I go top off my drink.
Oh, okay. You do that.
It's got to figure out how Kevin needs to clear that he's got to do a naked photo with Lars with you.
Why?
Yeah, he's mentioned
it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Kevin always doing the
really
fucking
not
most.
That weird though. If you
but
really
it
think
is
about it, look
because
at the
he does.
That he posts. And
well, because he does it when I'm not here. He only does that shit when I'm not around.
Well, I guarantee you, if that picture will be recreated, you will not be around.
Yeah, that's a fact. That is.
You're not going to be the one taking the picture.
Hell no. Fucking Kevin, why?
I'll be with him, and he and Lars will have to roofie me to knock me out just to get that picture recreated.
Yeah, no shit. Oh my god, so ridiculous.
He's mentioned it before. I know he's mentioned that to Lars. I remember when he told Lars that on the show, and Lars is just like, "That's great, baby!" I think he started penciling him in right then.
He was all excited.
The joys of my life here.
I'm looking forward to meeting Lars. He's a good guy.
No, definitely. I definitely think it will be good times.
Oh God, yeah.
I
don't
just
know
hate
if I'll
that
have time to visit. Yeah, I don't know if I'll have time to visit and have dinner with him.
Yeah.
Because because there are some cigar shops I'm going to stop and visit up in that area.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to connect with him and his
good
crew.
old Allentown.
Oh yeah, the good old Allentown. But we'll be meeting. We'll probably meet a cigar shop. Maybe we'll meet at the one in Hamburg, that Cigars International. That's where we went after my brother's funeral.
Yeah, that one's really big, isn't it?
It's huge. It's massive.
It's huge, yeah.
I've been there several times.
Yeah, I've seen pictures online of it. I've never been to it.
It's literally like the Bass Pro Shop of cigar shop.
That's crazy.
What's that?
That's
The
crazy.
Cigars International in Hamburg.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I mean, when you walk in, it's like, the old libraries with the big ladders and all the big things of cigars.
Yeah,
and then
that's cool.
They have a freaking water feature. They got rocks. The whole wall is rocks. You got a couple bars like the bar upstairs, downstairs. They had a whole. I don't know if they have anymore, but they had a whole line of cigars made for them exclusively. They had like a line from AJ, a line from my father. They had like 6 or 7 different manufacturers.
They still do. The new Drew Estate Girl with No Name is a CI exclusive. The Factory Smoke Candela is a CI exclusive. They have a Dunbarton.
I think there's a couple
like
that
a
just
660.
came out.
That's a CI exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, they had all of them, all boxed in a certain area too, with CI exclusives, and there's a couple of them.
Yeah, one of the AJ Ave Marias is a CI.
That's a CI.
So I would imagine they probably have dozens, still CI. And some of them are just size exclusives.
Yeah, but you can also go on to Cigars International site and pretty much see which ones are.
If I'm not mistaken, though, these all were kind of like the same box, the same kind of band, but all had different manufacturers. Secondly,
oh, okay.
Oh,
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I've only been to one, and that's the one up in Tampa. I had to meet a guy up there. Pick up. We traded some Drew Estate stuff. Like 2 years ago, I went up there. Beautiful location, huge bar, and is a beautiful place.
I went to the original one that was in, I think, Bethlehem.
Oh yeah.
It's a little bit smaller, but it's all packed. The guy who worked there was the biggest dick. Wow. What a jackass. I mean, he just was he was unhelpful, and he was talking to his buddy and was giving me an attitude when I was asking him questions about cigars. And I was just like, you know what, dude, I didn't even buy anything from him. And that's for me to walk out of a cigar shop and not buy a cigar. Yeah. It takes a lot. I'll at least buy.
Right.
And then I'll rate the store, selection, service, locations, selection, staff. I didn't even buy shit. I was like, F you.
Yeah, they just I don't know, earlier the year, I don't know if you remember, they their new robots in their new warehouse. Like there's like huge. I mean, obviously, you know how big their warehouse is, staffed by like nobody. It's all robots that pick and pull the cigars.
Oh, that's cool.
Put everything on the conveyors.
Cool.
I mean, a lot of people don't like it because it's taking jobs away. But
but here's the thing too, though. How many times have they had to replace someone for that job? How many people are really staying there long term, or showing up for their shifts?
Yeah, I imagine a warehouse. It's like any other warehouse job. Probably pays next to nothing
and it's a revolving door. Yeah, so I mean, like I get sometimes why companies do that. Yeah. I mean, Sears did that a long time ago. They had gone for like pretty much like where there was like one person just overseeing like pickups and stuff. Yeah. Because nobody was.
I did a summer job as a stock boy at Sears.
Yeah.
And it was horrible.
I believe
it. I like you said, I didn't get paid anything. It was like, hey, someone's here to pick something up, so we got to go back in the warehouse, get the ladder, climb up. If someone that didn't have the ladder, then we had a monkey climb up some stuff. I worked my ass off that summer, and I probably would have made more money if I'd have just gone back and gotten my job again at Burger King.
Yeah.
And sat there just.
What do you want on your burger?
Yeah, fries, I was the fry guy by that time.
Yeah.
It was just, it was the best
job. I mean, if you were like a smaller company, then it's more personable. You're able to hire people and build a better, rapport and relationship and pay maybe a little bit better. But something like CI, like being how big they are, there's no fucking way. There's no way.
Well, it makes sense for them too. I mean, because we're just getting boxes and placing orders, but I mean, obviously when I did mine, it was 1990, so lots obviously changed since then.
Yeah.
We didn't even have free. I mean, we'd get a letter, the freaking sheet of paper with like the number on it. Then we had to go into. Okay, this is aisle A.
Yeah.
Okay, it's on 5.
Part something.
14. There it is. And then we go up and first go up the ladder and grab it and come down with it and wheel it out.
I did that in the Winn-Dixie warehouse. I was just working part-time, I don't know, 20 years ago, and pulling the frozen foods. And it was the same thing. I mean, it's -7 in the freezer, so you're all bundled up and you just have your sheets with, and then you read the same thing, the part, so you knew it was like aisle whatever.
Yep.
And you had to go and pick all the frozen stuff, put them on your,
awful.
your motorized pallet jack and go around the warehouse, 30 miles an hour, the breeze melting your face with, or freezing it solid.
Oh,
you know what? If I'm not mistaken, that's something you and Daryl have in common. I think Daryl worked at Winn-Dixie when he was younger.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I did when I used to work at a ShopRite. You know what a ShopRite is, Jen.
Yeah.
I know what ShopRite is.
Oh, do you? Okay. Well, I didn't know if they had those in PA. I'm sorry.
ShopRite. We had
I
one
didn't
here,
know
didn't we?
No.
Oh, is there a ShopRite in the South?
Oh, no, I'm thinking of the Rite Aid.
Oh.
Yeah, Rite Aid.
Yeah.
We had Rite Aids down here. Yeah.
No, but there's a
my mom still goes to
Mark.
ShopRite.
Was it? It's a Rite Aid
Stop
Marketplace, right?
Yeah,
Or the Rite Aid that has the grocery store with it. I know what a ShopRite.
Yeah. So I used to work. I started off. My sister started there first. She worked in the floral department, and then I started because I was too young to really do anything, so I could be a bagger. So I did that for a little bit, and then when I finally turned like 16, I was able to like go in produce. But I wasn't allowed to like break boxes down because I was a minor, so you couldn't use a box cutter or the machine that crushed the boxes. Well, we did anyway. But I used to get to like seal like shit and stuff, and like it was fucking awesome. I would like take all the like saran wrap stuff and be like and like melt it. And then I got moved to the floral department. That was fucking the best. Working at a food store was like the fucking best as a teenager because it was like a bunch of us that worked there. We just fucking had so much fun. I love working there.
My niece worked at a Giant Eagle at
West
Virginia.
I know what those are. Yeah.
And they worked in they did the fried chicken.
Yeah,
that's where she worked. She worked there for a couple of years. She worked all through college.
I worked for ShopRite for 5 years, and I started off at the store in Flemington, New Jersey, and then I went to another one in Clinton for a little while to help them out. But I loved it there. Like, it was fucking great. And I was making good money. By the time I left there, I was making almost $20 an hour at like 17 years old.
Now, did you guys have AMPs and
yeah.
Oh yeah. AMP was like, well, like when I was younger, that was like a real popular store. And then it started to I think they got bought out or something. Cause then I didn't really see them anymore. Like ShopRite was like everything.
AMP
and
went away.
And Stop and Shop, like Jen said, was like a big thing too.
Do you have Albertsons up? Do you have Albertsons up there?
Albertsons is a new thing that.
New thing. It's like 30 years old.
No, like that was like a newer type of fancier store, grocery store when we were growing up.
Okay,
we couldn't shop there. That was like for people who had money.
They just got bought out by like Food Lion or something.
By Food Lion?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, just recently.
That's
Food Lion just bought out Bilo, right?
Oh, really? Bilo was awesome for their gas
Lowe's grocery store, which owns Food Lion, bought out Bilo.
See,
so
now
some of them are Food Lion, some of them are Lowe's Grocery.
Okay, gotcha. So Bilo was always a store I went to in North Carolina. Like, loved that. Had the best where you saved all this money. I used to get like almost like nothing on gas. Like, I would go shopping there and I would get all these points and then go use them to get like basically free gas.
Yeah.
I love Bilo's. Bilo's was like the fucking best.
Yeah, Food Lion was like that too.
I hate.
Yeah, I don't like Food Lion.
Yeah, Food Lion's the worst. Their meats are terrible.
Yeah, AMP. I grew up. We went to AMP when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I remember my mom going to AMP and getting the green stamps.
Yep.
And we had a G&L Green store in our downtown. The G&L Green stamps.
That's yeah.
And you have to fill out the books. We actually we had a little store in Lebanon. That's where you took your books. Then we could order stuff.
AMP was the only place that you could go and get money for your glass containers, like bottles and stuff. Was the only place that would take them. Like, it had like a little machine. You could put your glass bottles and you get 10 cents for each bottle or whatever, 10 or 5 cents. Yeah, but they merged, like maybe in my town, whatever, that A&P like was non-existent.
Yeah, they're non-existent anymore.
Yeah, now they're not anything. I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, that and Giant. It was when I got to Pittsburgh. I was like Giant Eagle's different from Giant. Giant was a grocery store, and Weiss or Weiss, depends on how you pronounce it. Those are the two big grocery stores in our area.
Yeah. It's just interesting, like how each place has like their own, like Publix in North Carolina. Ingalls is basically a Publix. Like in North Carolina, Ingalls was like a Publix to me.
Right.
But now they have Publix and all over the place.
I used to go to Ingalls all the time when I first moved here.
Yeah,
and now Ingalls is moving to Florida.
Oh, see, it's weird because it's literally a Publix. Like I feel like
Ingalls isn't as good as Publix here.
No, but I mean, like if I had to compare the two, I would say they're very, very similar.
Nothing's
because
as good as Publix.
Because I never had heard of a Publix until I moved here to Florida, and then when I went to it, I was like, this is just like Ingalls that I used to go to all the time. And then when we went to North Carolina, I took you there, and you even said it was very similar.
Yeah.
Like the setup and everything.
Yeah, like Publix owned by the employees.
No, Publix is. I think Ingalls is too, though.
Oh, is it?
I think Ingalls
is American. Everything's American.
Oh, that's what it is.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's American owned. Everything's American. And then you go down further south, you get the Piggly Wiggly.
We used to have one here in Englewood, and that got bought out and changed to some weird fancy name for a while, and then now it's a Winn-Dixie. But that used to be the Piggly Wiggly. So
Kevin, did you like that Budweiser thing that I sent you?
Yeah, the big long.
God, it's huge.
Yeah. It is. Like I said, I saw one, and it's been a decade or more, 20 years since I've seen one. But used to see them all the time in bars. They were always. You would see them a lot of times, especially over pool tables. They would have that on top of the
light.
Well, no, this one was just not the light fixture. This was just the horses and the carriage.
It's like a model of the horses and the thing, and then it's
you would see that that on top of the lights.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The
that
pool
is
tables.
Cool. That is
the antique store we got today. They had that, and I was like,
what were they asking for
it? I don't even know. I didn't even ask.
Yeah, because those have to be those got to be worth a couple $100.
Oh yeah. Especially
that thing's well worth that. I mean, it's fucking massive.
I can't imagine what the price would be.
Was it really good shape?
Yeah. I'll have to send you what I sent Kevin. I sent a picture and I took a video of it from the beginning all the way to the end.
That is cool.
And it's in great shape. I mean,
if you had a man cave, like I said, that's like the perfect. Put some LEDs or something in there.
Oh,
yeah,
that would be cool.
They got some pretty cool stuff. They're a little bit overpriced this shop, but
I feel like a lot of antique places now everything is so overpriced. Well, and then you also don't know.
You don't know what they got.
But you also don't know. Some stuff is definitely a replica. And they're still selling it for so fucking much. Oh, and you're like, damn.
Because a lot of I find it's like, you'll ask, oh, this is kind of expensive. Well, what they're going for on eBay. Well, I mean, I don't care. I don't care what they're going. Then ship it. Then pack it up, put it in a box, and sell it on eBay. You know, I'm here right now. I'm going to take it in my car and I'm going to go home. But you're not. You're going to pay the eBay fee. Then you're going to have to figure out how to ship it because you're not a shipper.
What's the ZZ Top car? What kind of vehicle is
that's a lead sled. I think that's a Mercury.
Okay, my uncle Alan, my dad's brother, found one all like in a barn somewhere, like in like Orlando or some shit. Bought it, fixed it up completely, renovate it, like made it beautiful. Put it on eBay, and some guy came all the way from like fucking Indiana and bought it. And
was he a sharp dressed man?
But like he was doing that for a little bit. He was like making flipping all these cars and stuff. But like I thought that was so weird that people would actually buy off of eBay.
Brian bought his Camaro off eBay
really?
and flew to Pennsylvania and drove it home.
I would feel like, is this legit? I guess so. I mean,
my stepbrother does that. He travels all over. He goes on eBay. He finds the fucking craziest shit in barns, and I don't know how he does it, but he's
so crazy to me.
He bought a freaking Corvette. He's got all these different cars that he buys, and he's like, I paid $3,000 for this. I paid $2,000 for this, and it's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, the guys like Butch's uncle. The American Pickers went to his place in Michigan, and they bought Charles Lindbergh's coat. That's what Butch's dad had in the corner of his barn. one of the like storage barns at Charles Lindbergh's coat.
Was that them?
Yeah. That
was on an episode, right?
Yeah, it was on an episode. So they eventually donated that to the Charles Lindbergh Museum. Yeah, they bought it off his uncle. And he's like,
I remember the Charles Lindbergh shirt, and I remember the Houdini. And that was the Pawn Stars.
Oh,
was Houdini's freaking straight jacket.
Yeah, it's crazy some of the stuff people pawn.
Yeah, it's crazy. And Butch's dad, Butch had said to his uncle, he's like, all that stuff's going to the garden because at that time his uncle was 90 years old. I don't know if he's still alive or not.
Probably not.
But
probably.
He said all that stuff's getting thrown away. He goes, nobody wants it. None of the family.
What is the safe that Butch has?
What's that?
That safe. What is it that he has? The safe. What kind of safe is that?
Oh, I don't know if I think it's a Fort Knox.
It's huge. Like you could walk in it and like just stand in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it is fucking massive, and he hadn't moved that from Florida all the way to North Carolina. That thing
that's crazy.
Massive.
You got that kind of heavy shit. You're like, I think I'll just sell it.
No, this thing is fucking the coolest.
He had about $100,000 worth of guns in there.
Yeah, but in a rental. It wasn't even a house they owned. He moved it into a rental. I'm like, then you gotta move that again if you have to move. Like, what the fuck? This thing, it was intense.
But yeah, all those old guys when they go, so much of history is just going to go into a dumpster.
Well, that's what happened. Like when I was at Goodwill, people, grandparents would pass away or their parents, and they didn't care. They didn't want to look through anything. They literally would just throw shit in boxes, and we would get it, and we'd be like, there was money in here.
Yeah,
like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, and then a lot of stuff like you don't know. Like a little toy car that's all rusty and missing a wheel. You don't. Money. You may not know that that's still worth like $5,000.
Well,
to somebody.
Now, to be fair, everyone has their phone out while they're at thrift stores and they're looking
I'm saying like Butch's uncle. You go into a barn that's 100% packed.
Different.
It's just like it's just overwhelming. Like you're gonna pull out every single item.
Well, it's like
and
that.
Look up.
It's
you got to know your shit. You got to have at least some working knowledge of what you're getting. And that's why I like watching American Pickers because they're like, oh yeah, I know a little bit about like you said, 10 freaking toys. I know a little bit about signs, and this sign here is from an oil company from the 1930s.
Yeah, even like how many signs did Frank buy that were rusted and had holes in it? And he's like, yeah, this is still worth like a couple $1,000s.
Yeah.
Like most people would see that sign like, oh, it's got a rusty hole this big in the center, nobody's going to want it. You throw it out.
Yeah.
It's still worth a ton
I
of
know.
money.
It's just really cool when you go to some of these towns still like in South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, like you see like that people it's still like stuck in a time capsule. Like some of these places. It's fucking cool. Like remember
I drove by some freaking antique stores. I'm just like, I know there's
but not even just antique stores. We drove by a motel. Remember that motel we drove by and had the huge Indian with the tomahawk at the light that was a sign for the motel. They were doing a sale because the motel was like from the 50s.
Yeah, I wanted to buy the sign.
Oh my god!
It's 40 feet tall.
Yeah, it was huge.
But I'm like,
Kevin's I win the lottery.
I bet that sign's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I hope somebody took this sign.
I'm sure.
But we found some really fucking cool ass shit in this hotel. Yeah. Like it was so cool, but like it literally was stuck in a time capsule.
We were just having that conversation today of like, how do these people find this stuff? Because the guy today, there was all these bottles. What was it?
The South Carolina dispensary.
And they were made out of pottery, and they were really cool. And I'm like, hey, how much are these? He's like, oh, they're $50 a piece. So I'm looking at it, going, tell me the story. So he starts telling the story, and the story is that back in the day, from like the late 1800s to 1910. You couldn't buy anything in a bottle unless it was made by this company.
Oh, okay.
And these were made in the 70s as a commemorative to the bottles that were originally made. And I was like, okay.
So they're not original.
But then he brought out an original bottle.
Oh.
And the bottle was $100.
Yeah.
Say. It had a little crack in it, but it was very, very cool. And you start hearing, he goes, yeah, some guy had these bottle collections. He was just getting rid of it. He goes, he had hundreds of these bottles. He goes, and I've sold them. You talk to some folks, yeah, well, there's hospital or like you said, an office building or something.
The
one pharmacy, remember that?
Yeah.
Pharmacy. It's they're closing a pharmacy. It's been closed for freaking 20 years. Now they're selling everything out of it, so they get first dibs in it. And I'll never forget the one thing that I always kind of kicked myself in the butt, but at the time we didn't have the room, was we were driving just down this back road, and there was a yard sale, and we were still living in Taylor's, and we pulled in, and we're looking around, and we looked up on their porch, and they had a freaking stove from
I remember
50s.
Yeah, it was pristine.
Fucking perfect condition.
Oh my god!
Like when I said, I'm not even exaggerating, it was perfect.
But never used.
And I think they wanted a couple $100 for it. And they're like, well, my mom, our mother-in-law living across the street, they put her in a home, and this was from her kitchen, and we're selling stuff. And if you can move it, we'll give it to you for a couple $100. And we're like, first of all, I don't have the vehicle. Secondly, I don't even have a place to put it. And I think a couple of days later, we went downtown Greer and went into an antique store. They had the same stove in worse condition for like $900.
Oh yeah,
it almost feels like you wish. I know.
I was like,
so many times.
I mean, if that thing's $900, this thing's at least got to be over $2,000. Because when I say it was in perfect condition, this thing was. It looked like if I took it home and put it in the kitchen, you could use it right now.
Yeah.
Because their mom probably used it a freaking week before they moved into the old home.
What a market, because you have people who are looking for that nostalgic like look. They want, as much as the real authentic thing. And then you also have people who are looking to flip, who want to make fast cash. So if you get a good deal and flip it, it's like a win-win for a lot of people. Those are the things. That's when you wish you had space. A trailer, every
time I see an old stove like that now and I see the press, I'm like, son of a bitch. I mean, because this thing was just, was perfect condition. I had never seen anything like it. And I had all the components. You had that real big, deep.
Yeah, like the soup center.
The soup center.
Okay,
cool
it had
hot all the way in.
Because most places when you find them, they're missing that part.
Yeah.
This thing had all of it.
Everything.
I was like, God dang.
That's crazy.
God.
You live and you learn. I mean, we've been to a couple of really good sales. I know the one, that's when Jennifer had like the two antique Christmas trees. She had one like in one arm, the other one she was touching and like kicking people away. And I was trying to find a parking spot. It was in the middle of nowhere in North Carolina.
Didn't you have Joe with you?
No,
it's just us.
These were the ceramic trees. One of them.
That's right. And the lady was trying to take it from you.
A little girl was coming up to it and trying to get it, and I yelled at her. I claimed both of them.
She's calling me. She's like, "You got to get here now. People are trying to take this tree." I'm like, "I can't park anywhere," and the roads were narrow.
Oh,
so we finally got there. They had a lot of good shit there too.
We got a bunch of things.
We go back, and there was actually the one people in the neighborhood was like freaking. Like taking license plates and calling the cops and shit because because they're parking in their grass. You were arguing with somebody, and to be honest with you, the amount of people that showed up at this sale for how small these roads were was ridiculous. It was. That we went to one of the horse farm.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
That was freaking.
That's out in Treble.
Oh yeah, I think they're selling a freaking horse farm with like X amount of acres, big home. They're selling a house for like $300,000.
Damn.
But it was ungodly, the amount of property.
Yeah.
The house needed a lot of work to it. But the house was huge. The property was fucking ridiculous. He had and then they were like, oh yeah, there's 2 more barns down that way. I mean, for the amount of property and everything else, what they were selling that place for was just it was insane.
Those estate sales are always insane.
Yeah, the estate sales seems like that's the only place to get stuff anymore because it's family members that just want to get rid of it. They don't necessarily know what they have.
No, usually they hire a company. That's what they do, and then the company comes in and it's everything. They have a time frame. This is what, like, a lot of times they'll take certain things that they could put on consignment, and then the rest they put it like, hey, this is how much this is. And if somebody haggles, they're like, fine. The family comes up with an amount that they would like to end with.
Yep.
And that's
you got to be careful because everybody's smart now. So everybody with a freaking broken freaking big wheel or whatever the hell they sell, they always want to say estate sale. When you pull up, you're like, this is a fucking estate sale. It's a yard sale.
Yeah.
You just use estate sale because that attracts people. I actually belong to a group that's an online auction, and they're out of North Carolina, and they have a place here in South Carolina. So
I wondered if it's the same auction place by where I used to live. I took Kevin there. It's also an antique store.
Yeah, I'll have to send a name to you, but they were really nice. I actually won a crucifix for Joe that my parents had when I was younger, and Jesus and the cross slides off and it plugs in the top, and then you can light 2 candles and it's got holy water, so a prayer.
That?
Yeah. So I got that, and then I was bidding on a poster. Kevin, I don't know if you know this name, but Joey Chitwood was a
competitive eater.
No.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh no, that's Joey Chestnut. Joey Chestnut is the competitive eater.
Competitive eater.
Joey Chitwood was a. They used to do. They used to do a stunt car show.
Oh, okay.
And when I was really young, my dad and I used to go see the dirt track races for the sprint cars, and like all the guys in NASCAR all go through all through that circuit. And the Chitwood, they had his stunt car show, and he's been around for ages, the family, and it was a poster from one of their shows. It was an old freaking poster, and I was bidding on it for my dad, and it was one of those damn freaking ones where it's like, okay, the bid ends in 5 minutes, and I'm like, blah, 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 and I thought I won it, and they're like, oh, you were outbid. This is now extended for another 10 minutes. And then if you would outbid the other person, it still would extend. It
pisses me off. I hate those auctions that do that.
Fucking sent them an email, and I said, this is bullshit. And they said, sorry, this is just the way it is. And eventually I think I got it to 125, or I think I got the 110, and they went to like 125 or 130. And I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to be sitting here nickel and diamond over the next freaking 2 days on a Joey Chitwood poster. I'll forget about it.
Yeah. I've seen I've bid on those auctions, and I absolutely.
I don't like it. I think it's ridiculous. It's like, who wins when it freaking closes? Who wins when it closes?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, last one I bid on, and it was that humidor, the really weird, odd-shaped humidor. It was like 6 foot tall. Some famous artist designed it, and it was so cool. And I was a winning bidder for like $500 for a couple of days. I had my max bid at like $1,000, and then end up going for like $5,000.
What?
And it was a crazy humidor.
That's crazy.
And it was all abstract and weird looking. And
I'll have to check that auction out, because it's
those are the 2 big ones right by where I used to live. That fucking awesome antique places, but they also do the auctions and
the PCI auction group. Well, that's the one in Jersey, I think, because that's the one in New York and New Jersey. The South Carolina HBID auctions, I think, is the other one. That's the one they're in North Carolina too. It's called High Bid. I just fucking spelled it out like an idiot. But yeah, actually, I was part of one up in New York and New Jersey, because I was trying to get a refrigerator humidor, like a full one. And I seen a couple of them online. I was like, oh man, they were going for great deals. And then I was trying to figure out, okay, how much is going to cost to ship? If I go up to rent a truck, if I can get a freaking one of these awesome refrigerator humidors, and I can get it for freaking $400.
Oh yeah.
I rent a truck and drive up, it'll be all worth it. And then it just ended up being a shit show. So I was like, forget about it.
Yeah.
Now, Jenny, so you got your coffee machine today? That's not the original coffee machine you were looking at a while ago, is it?
No, it's not the vending machine. That's still available down at the other place that we go to every now and then.
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up, Kevin. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and the price is still way too high on it. This is actually a coffee grinder.
Oh, it's a grinder. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 2 sides. The front that I have facing in our kitchen is the advertisement side that lights up, and then the coffee bags inside, which I want to take the screws off and kind of see what the bag is, because you could remove that glass face to put in whatever
how cool
it is. And then the back side is a working coffee grinder.
That's cool.
It's working because when we brought it in, when Joe and I were moving it, we were moving it in. I must hit the lever, so we plugged it in. It goes.
He's like, why is it so loud?
I said, I don't remember it fucking humming in the freaking plow. I was like, ooh, unplug it. And then I freaking turned the knob. It was on. So the grinder still works.
And from what looking it up.
I don't know what the fuck's in there. I wouldn't be grinding any coffee.
Yeah, I wouldn't be grinding any coffee
either. It's really quite beautiful. And,
I wonder if there's a way for you to like clean it.
Kerr's shaking his head.
No,
I wouldn't touch it. It's a showpiece. And from doing like the Google photo to like search for the item, I found the information I find is it's around the 1940s, 1950s.
Oh, cool.
But that was one of their styles for a store.
Oh, that's so advertising. Cool. Like more like commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It has good weight to it too. And we actually, the coffee box that it's sitting on, that box we got from Dots and Dig. Gosh.
Yeah, I'm still concerned about the stability of that box.
The Greenville, maybe.
Yeah, I was looking at that box myself, and
you don't think it's gonna hold it?
I don't know. Jen was like, "You got to nail the top on it." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You got to nail the top on it." I said, "Jen,
you should find like
I can freaking put like 8 nails in that freaking top." I'm like, "It freaking that thing's a little." That's one of those ones where it's gonna hold it because you actually hit all the right pressure points, because all those pressure points all then freaking provide support and stability. Yeah. But if you sneeze,
I'd build an internal box that's hidden that will take the weight, and that way you couldn't see it. But then the internal structure, which would be removable, so it wouldn't devalue the box.
Yeah.
The tough part about this is that it is. What the fuck was that? It is cool looking, but it can't. It's tough to display it in one way. Yeah. Because the front of it is the whole contraption of the grinding. On the back is the glass case with the advertisement that looks really cool. That lights up. So you have to have it in a space where they can see both sides to it to really appreciate it for what it is. Because the other way, like when we first saw it, he had the grinding part against the wall where you can only see the display. But then when you turn around, it's like it's fucking old grinding
too.
That's why I have it in, on that old. Was that like a shipping coffee box or something?
I don't know, but you also got to watch it too because of this. And luckily, we don't get a lot of direct sunlight in the back because that would really fade everything up. But
it's you could go outside and from the window you could see the back side of it. So like the pictures I took of it that I sent to you was from all the different angles, but it's right there in the window. Next to the door to go out onto the deck.
Yeah,
it's big, so it's.
Yeah, it looks
I'm not
going
to put it on the counter and take up space. I like where it is, but I do agree. I'm hoping that the coffee box will hold it.
It's a good hope.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you can always
never gave up hope.
Of the night,
you can always get like the clear window tint that blocks all the UV rays. That way it wouldn't fade it.
Yeah, we don't get sunlight coming in through the back.
Yeah.
No, we get a lot of it'll be interesting to see now with winter coming and all the leaves leaving, going bye-bye and
how much you can see. Yeah.
How much now is going to come through in the back because before over the summer and the spring,
it's just foliage.
It was like freaking it was so much cooler in the back because of the freaking shade.
Yeah.
But that coffee vending machine is still down at that other place.
Yeah, that looks a little disproportionate, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. Maybe just put it on the floor. Like it might just be cool on its own. It is big.
I think it needs to be up a little bit.
I don't know. I'll do whatever they're asking me.
Yeah, put it on a Lazy Susan so you could turn it around.
Spin it.
Yeah, maybe one of the old
can't plug it in
carts.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Old.
We got to buy an antique TV card.
Something you'll find something.
I'm sure we will. And you'll my sanity.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
All right, I gotta go make kid lunches.
On that note, I gotta get up early.
All right. On that note. I'm Bully Kevin.
I'm Bully Jess.
I'm Bully Kerr.
I'm Bully Jen.
And remember, Bullies make good friends.
From Kerr and Jen, we are the Broadleaf Bullies. Thank you for joining us, and remember, bullies make good friends.